everyone, and welcome to the first match of the day. Today's Code Green tournament, hosted by TierMonster.com. My name is Drybear, and I'm joined today by F-Dot. Introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? For those of you that don't know me, my name is F-Dot. I have the morning show, 7 to 10, right here on Tier Monster. And I do have my own personal channel as well. But today is all about the Code tournament. So let's talk about that, Drybear.
Well, first off, Chalk is not auto-banned today, but we're going to see him banned out anyway. Chalk is very strong, so he's going to be going away. We have Athena and Zeus and Mercury banned out. Zeus and Mercury, not all that surprising. Athena is incredibly powerful, so those won't be making it in today. Team 5, left side of your screen, we see Ao Kuang, first pick, followed up by Ymir and Hell, surprisingly enough. Across the way for Team 6, we have Onher and Guan Yu, and they're going to have the opportunity to pick two more here. Question is, what will they go with?
I don't know. It's definitely interesting to see. We're going to see if Guan Yu piloted, well, we don't know yet because of trades, but we're going to see if he's going to be a support like so many of the top quality players have been playing him in the NA weeklies, or if he's just going to stick to that more standard solo lane as we've seen so much in the past. Especially against the Hell, who's probably going to wind up in the solo lane for Team 5. That would be a very, very, very powerful matchup for Team 6.
Yeah, Hell's one of those characters that, generally best played in the solo lane, but can also be played in the mid lane and more momentum-based. We're actually seeing Arachne hovered on here, which could spell the doom of Team 5. Those of you who play might know Arachne is just one of those characters where, if left unchecked or played against a team that's not perfectly together, she will run rampant. And they're also going to follow us up with a tier pick, which most likely puts Guan Yu into either the jungle or support here. Actually, they could, yeah, pretty much jungle or support with tier there already. Tier most likely going into the solo lane, Guan Yu support, Arachne in the jungle on her, and they just need to round this off with a strong mid character. Across the way, Team 5 will have Thanatos and one more to select. They do need a hunter.
Nice. I really like seeing Thanatos picked. Deanne Brandon has gone on record many times talking about how good Thanatos is, and he's definitely undervalued. Having such a large AoE silence, although it's not as long as Hades' overpowered silence, the Death Scythe is definitely, or Soul Cleave is definitely a very big impact when it comes to team fights. Fighting one-on-one with Arachne is definitely going to be a big beef for him, but in general, you don't fight the bug, so I don't think that'll be a giant problem for him. Agni picked up by Team 6, definitely not something completely out of the ordinary. Agni versus Ao Kuang in the mid lane, definitely very textbook, at least for the North American scene. Yeah, I mean, Team 6 looks very standard, so to speak. We nothing too crazy over there, and Team 5 as well. Cool to see Ymir, but not a crazy, I'm playing Hades support pick at all.
Yeah, usually the matchup is Agni versus Ao Kuang. That's how it's going to be until either one of them changed. With the animations increased for Ao Kuang, the increased cast time for his ultimate, and of course the follow-up animations being reduced as well, along with the fact that about 2 or 3 months ago he had his Squall slow moved up to 50%. Oh, he's just so strong. So now you pretty much always see Agni versus Ao Kuang there in the mid lane. Looks like Xbalanque is going to be selected here. Sparktech Frank making his way into this match is going to be laning up, most likely with Ymir. Going to have Thanatos in the jungle and Hell going up against the enemy tier. Piglet picking up Guan Yu. That guarantees that is going to be the support tank there across the way. Arachne in the jungle up against Thanatos, and then we're going to have Onher with Guan Yu against the enemy Xbalanque and Ymir. A strange matchup there. But one thing we're going to have to talk about in the beginning stages of this match is going to be the Arachne versus the Thanatos matchup. That's something you're going to want to pay attention to immediately going into this, because if Arachne doesn't get off the ground early, it generally doesn't bode well for her team. It has always been the case where Arachne starts out strong and then transitions into more of a brawler bruiser to stay alive in the late stages of the game. But if she never gets that early start, you may as well have not picked her in the first place. Although we do see a golden Arachne here, so hopefully this guy knows what's up. We're going to cut to a brief break. We'll wait for the spectator lane to go through here. 135 seconds at the top here, so stick around. We'll be right back with the first matchup of the day. This is Team 5 versus Team 6. Of course, they don't earn team names until they make it all the way to the round of 8. We'll see you very soon. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the first matchup of the day. We're going to be watching the one, the only Team 5 up against Team 6 here. and we are underway. Let's go to unpause and hop right into this. Let's cover who's playing what and where they're going for what team. The bottom side of the map, the blue team, Team 5. We've got Thanatos rushing out of the base here. He's ready to go. Famous Hate playing that jungle. Thanatos right now behind him. It will be Power Fists on Amir playing support, starting out with Reinforced Greaves, actually. Crimson on Hell. We have Alphanox on Ao Kuang, and then Fonzio 08 playing Xbalanque across the way. The red team, the top side of the map, Team 6. We've got Crimson Skull playing Agni. Piglet on Guan Yu. Dareman on her. And Bond James playing Arachne. And last, but certainly not least, Tyr played by Xylash Rowe. And they're getting ready to go.
Yeah, something I noticed immediately coming out of the gates is Power Fists on Ymir not going the traditional support build as he rocks his Twitch skin. He chooses to buy Blink instead of Eye, which is definitely gonna, well, it has a potential to cause some issues about vision for their team. But as you notice, Alphanox on Ao Kuang actually picked up 2 wards by himself. We'll see if he devotes them to the middle lane or if he assists the side lane in warding duties.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that's something that is a little bit strange, certainly. We're going to see Hell actually start out with Tier 2 Breastplate of Valor here to prevent the physical solo that she's undoubtedly going against. You know, generally, when you're playing the solo laner, it's always that big mystery of, like, should I buy magical? Should I buy physical? At this point, it's guaranteed to be physical. Either it's Guan Yu or it's Tyr. Tyr doesn't make a great support, although it could be a kill lane. They're going to force Tyr into the solo lane, and he's going to pick up that physical protection now. We're going to see a pretty standard start from both teams. Looks like movement speed being picked up immediately on the right side for Destroyed. They're not going for that very greedy Harpy start. Left side, we're going to see the blue buff being picked up by Power Fist and Fonzie going directly in the left lane. The question is, will they go over to pick up the blue invade, or are they going directly into lane? Looks like they're not going to risk it. They're just going to go straight for those minions.
Yeah, it looks like they're aware of, well, they're not aware of the skill level of their opponent. They really just want to take it easy. You don't want to underestimate or overestimate your opponent, really. And the best course of action in this situation, where you're not familiar with the opponent team, is definitely just err on the side of caution. As we do see the left lane, the long lane start to get a little testy. Everybody starts, we see blue team kind of pushing back Dareman and Piglet onto their tower, but Piglet is Guan Yu, so that's not going to last too long.
It certainly won't. On the right side, we're going to see Arachne not doing a whole lot just yet. You see both junglers have popped their pot at this point, so a kill here would be huge. Arachne starting up those broodlings. It's going to go straight to Thanatos. He's going to poke it once and get this bug out of here. At this point, no big engagements in the solo lane. You can see the red team, the Destroyed side, have actually had a big push. The minions are more in their favor right now. There goes the Death side to take out the mid one. Looks like Crimson's going to be pushing this up here as the Hell, and no big engagements. Around 125, 130 generally is when the junglers start to leave to head over if they're going to do the back Harpies. If not, they're going to leave soon to go to the mid camps, as those will be respawning in about 25 seconds.
Yeah, and as that was going on in the right lane, sort of a very standard build, everybody going over towards the mid Harpies. A little early as we see Thanatos actually looking for a kill on Agni, but the Path of Flame just comes out and reminds everybody that he's the only mage with a dash, so why even try? Guan Yu is actually going to rotate over for these left side Harpies as we speak. Very good timers. He's going to have to deal with a Thanatos trying to take these as well. We'll see how this engagement goes. Both of them are just kind of eyeing each other down. The Death Scythe comes out. The Hand of the Gods come out, and both of those belong to Thanatos. Piglet's getting down. Warrior's Will comes out. Actually, Conviction, if I'm not mistaken. And it's sort of a wash. Thanatos is just kind of walking away as he sees Agni. He really doesn't want to mess with Crimson Skull at the moment, regardless that he has that silence.
I don't like Team 6's decision there. Thanatos caught out without his cooldowns. Very easy target, especially Tower Assault was about to come off cooldown about 2 seconds before that engagement ended. Low protections combined with Agni. Now, obviously, you don't know where the Ao Kuang is. You don't know if there's any rotations coming from the left side. As you saw, Guan Yu wasn't there, and On Her had retreated. So it was a tough situation to be in, but at the same time, I think that was an easy kill on Thanatos, especially, you know, going to pick off that physical pot in the beginning of the game makes wonders for the rest of it. And that means that your mid-camp contestation is a little bit easier. It means that you can invade the enemy jungle, which Arachne should be looking to do at this point. Honestly, I'm surprised to see such a passive Arachne at this point. Looking at the graphs, we're going to see a slight lead for Team 6, 500 gold and 160 experience, and this is due just to the mid camps and a little bit more farming in the jungle. Arachne looking for a hook. She has Cocoon. Here comes initiation. Xbalanque uses Sleep, and it could be a huge mistake. There goes the hook, and Desert Fury comes out. Double stun, not going to be enough to save his friend, and might not be enough to save himself, as here comes some more interaction. The Poison Claws, the Broodlings, they're leaving the kill. Does she think she has it? Thanatos up in the air. There goes the Death Scythe, and not a whole lot of follow-up with the Drain Life. Tower Assault Cocoon is available in just about 15 seconds here. They're not going to go for it. You know, I think they hurt the Thanatos, but I don't know why they let the Ymir go there.
Yeah, I think that was just more of an overestimation of his own abilities. They really and truly thought that the poison plus the babies would really take down that Ymir, and Ymir just kind of rubbed his lucky rabbit's foot and walked away, and, you know, he just got out of it, thankfully, because math reigns supreme. Numbers never lie, and just wasn't enough to take him down.
I guess not, but here comes takedown. In the meantime, we see Ao Kuang in the mid lane could be getting jumped on. Low HP Arachne does have a hook available, though. Thanatos coming out, going to kill off those broodlings. Those pesky bugs are going to go away. 2 minions still in the mid camp. They're going to go for the right side camp. Now, it is a lot of golden experience, and it's how you get ahead in the game. You get these mid camps, but they're a little bit late. Hand of the Gods could be up here for the Arachne. There goes 1 bomb, 2 bombs. Flame Wave comes out. Not going to be enough for them to get in there and try and take that away as Team 6 gets another mid camp. I think they're actually 4 mid camps up right now against Team 5, so they're not really contesting this quite easily. On her Tier 2 Heartseeker at this current point in time, looking to finish it off and get that stacked up. You look at Xbalanque, he's actually going to finish off his Boots Verge for that penetration. It's going to help his abilities, but not so much with his transition from laning phase to mid game.
Yeah, I think they're very focused on the lane phase right now. Phoenix and Powered Fist definitely want to milk this as long as they can, because Xbalanque, he just wants to get fat. You can see that he's pushing on their tower. He's going for that XP. He's kind of, I'm not in mumble with them, but you can assume that he's yelling at his roommate, leave me alone, because he's going for the clear. He's not really looking to poke, and when it happens, it happens. As Piglet gets on the horse, the cavalry charge come out. The stun onto Xbalanque as he's frozen to his own Demiro. Nothing's really going to happen from that. The Shifting Sands combo misses. Xbalanque goes in the air. Desert Fury comes out. Doesn't kill Ymir, but they get a basic attack to kill him. Both of them get annihilated as Piglet gets the last basic attack to secure the victory for the dual lane for Team 6.
Thanatos spending time in the mid lane when his teammates were going down. Now he's going to take this opportunity to come get the blue buff for nobody here. A beautiful play by Piglet on Guan Yu, going to that cavalry charge to get the stun off, and at that point, Ymir just took far too long to get out. That ultimate was there, and I think, you know, if it were Xbalanque, he needed to take the opportunity to just disengage completely. I mean, it takes a very experienced player to look at the situation and say, can I get a kill from this? Will I ever gain from this? And if not, I need to be far away. Hook comes out the mid lane, and there goes the Cocoon. Start out. The Broodlings actually get a body block as Arnie dashes into the ultimate. Bomb coming down. There goes the Flame Wave, and Ao Kuang has been cooked and is ready for dinner here. We see Thanatos coming down on top for a 2v1, but that may be a big mistake against the Arachne, or is it against the Arachne? He's so low here. Does he have a scythe? The Path of Flames comes out, a good stun, Flame Wave on top of it, but no rain fires available. Arachne sticking around looking for that luck Cocoon. She's gonna have to drain life quickly if she wants to do it. Doesn't have the distance, and Thanatos hanging back here. There goes one harvest. The Death Scythe comes out. Looks like it's not going to be enough, and that will be the end of that engagement.
You know, Arachne's definitely a little kill hungry. We see her, as you mentioned, just sitting at 10% HP, waiting for a Cocoon, because Arachne is not playing as aggressive as she should. We saw it earlier in the NA tournament. Garnier, breaking news, actually kind of put himself in a bad position as we see Xbalanque go down the left lane to an Honor Initiate all by himself, and Power Fist makes him pay 2 carries for each other.
Yeah, Xbalanque was far too far forward there. He was in a really bad spot and kept engaging. And, you know, how it works, for those of you who are Hunter players, if you are the point where the supports start leaving and you're by yourself in the lane, if you're against an On-Her, you have to play your cards right, because his pass is going to make you do less damage, and he has that Impale ultimate combination available. Ymir able to blink and get the kill, but speaking of Ymir, cavalry charge Cocoon out of it. He'll still get the stun, though, on top of Broodlings. There goes the Tangled Web, damage on top, and Poison Clouds will get this one out there. So there goes a kill on Ymir. Ymir again hanging out far too long here. This is kind of the story of Team 5 right now. 6-1. Looking at the graphs, we see 2,500 gold and 3,800 experience in favor of Team 6 so far as they go for another mid camp.
And Powered Fists, as we watch these people just kind of take mid camp and totally bully Team 6 out of the situation. It all goes back to the first thing we said. There is no eye in the blue team duo lane. There is no vision whatsoever on that duo lane. We see 1, 2, and a third ward just fell off on the side of the duo lane. Ymir was pushing on the tower as we see Warriors will come out from Piglet, slowing down Xbalanque. Xbalanque's getting down 25% HP, but just falls back on his tower. The lack of vision, A, he shouldn't have been up there, and B, there was just no way out. If he saw it with the wards, he could have gotten out, but Lack of vision spelled the demise for Powered Fists right here.
And that's kind of the whole reasoning behind picking up Eye of Providence in the first place. Why it began is because the vision is so important. Thanatos is going to do the same experience there. He's actually going up into the air here, look for an opportunity to dunk down, but he's not going to find. He's going to have to go back towards his tower. He basically just ulted there for the CC to avoid the cocoon coming out from the Arachne. He knew once that hit, if he was caught out, that silence to follow up is so very deadly. Looking at the active items, he does have Purification Beads 1, a very long cooldown. You can see a 3-minute cooldown on tier 1 there, not enough to keep him alive. A bad tornado is going to force back the mid lane. Thanatos makes his way over. Arachne is here. Does she have an ultimate? She does not, but it's coming up in about 6 seconds. Pretty soon here, going to have it available. There goes the mid lane. Crimson Skull taking some harassment. There goes the Squall on top. Path of Flames. There goes the bomb on top. The silence is available, and now they're going after that. There's the hook. Came off cooldown, and the silence is there, and the body block from minions plus broodlings. That's the second time that has happened to Ao Kuang. He's got to be upset. In the meantime, we see Amir and Xbalanque go down in the left lane yet again.
This is just completely dominated by Team 6 at the moment. The lack of vision has really hurt the duo lane. You can't stress it enough. I mean, Ymir with Blink is definitely a very potent, powerful creature and something to be afraid of, but only if you offset that with the additional responsibilities you have of being a support player. If you're not going to purchase individual wards or even get your hunter to buy wards, it's really going to spell destruction for you in the left lane. And we see that with left lane tower at 50% at 10 minutes, and the Team 6's tower just sitting pretty with 0 damage on it whatsoever.
That's pretty much
the Thanatos
story
in the
right
air,
now.
landing on nothing. The Path of Flames came out and
he wanted
smelled
it so bad.
He smelled the Thanatos in the vicinity. Dashed away.
Yeah, that dash is so very pesky. We're going to see tier 3 teleport available for the Agni. Going to make things a little bit more challenging. He has the choice now between Purification Beads, Aegis Amulet, Blink. Sometimes you see that active come out there. The Aegis Amulet is useful to use the Aegis for the execution, the hovering death from the Thanatos. Also the Blink for the relocation availability. And of course Purification Beads because you have an Amir and that's just guaranteed. So he has a lot of choices to make right now. He did go for the Shoes of Focus to start out with, so it does have that CDR starting out. We see Arachne going for the Heartseeker into Boots now as the left side. Team 6 is going to steal away the blue, and Team 5 really doesn't have any right to contest this. They're so far behind, they don't have the damage they need, and they're not going to win in open combat in the jungle. Meantime, open combat in the jungle on the right side and the mid lane here as Ao Kuang throws out a tornado. Path of Flames comes out from the Agni, but Arachne not really committing to that one.
And we see another engagement in the left lane as this time Powered Fist just decides to throw up the wall and really just deter them from going on. And as you said, use the term steal. I don't really think it's steal in this situation. Xbalanque is 4 deaths on himself. Dareman is 2.5,
Divine Right.
I'd say, levels above. They just have 2 blue buffs at this point in time. Blue team understands they have no right to that. Honor is just going to opt to sit here by himself against the 2v1 while Guan Yu is Guan Yu. He's just searching for something to do right now. The engagement goes off. We see a bomb get dropped on some minions. I don't know.
Yeah, we saw Arachne came in the mid lane, throw down the Tangle Web, landed the Cocoon, hit a couple hits for the Poison Claws. The Broodlings were out, and then saw Thanatos and left. This Arachne is, much more tame than we're used to seeing with Arachnes. Usually they're just very hyper-aggressive, but he has the willingness to disengage when he needs. And at this point, he's sitting at 6,100 gold, but that pales into comparison to the tier, the Guan Yu, and the Agni on his team. So not only the amount of gold you'd want, but he's playing it very safe. Out of mana, Ao Kuang in the mid lane. There goes the cavalry charge. The war horse is out. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit. The stun comes out, and 1 dead noodle. There goes the dunk from Thanatos on top of the Guan Yu. Very low here as the mid tower goes down. He's got nowhere to go. He's on top of the Path of Flames. Getting quite low here. The bomb's not going to land. Agni has no more bombs available. Flame Wave is also on cooldown. There's 1 more bomb. It's not enough to finish him off. He's going to shoot it. He's not going to hit it. He's going to disengage here as Thanatos is now charged with farming the mid lane. There goes the cleave there to get that one cleared out. Amir in the mid lane looking for opportunity to find the Agni. He does have his dash available. There goes the dash on top. The stun, the Flame Wave. Does he have a bomb? He has a wall in his face. The bomb comes out and Agni gets picked off by Amir's glacial shards. That's awesome.
The greed is real, and Agni just gets dunked as Xbalanque yet again dies on his own tower. Wasn't even his bad. The only thing he did was die previously, and that opened up the door for Dareman to just kind of do whatever he wanted to him, regardless of the fact that there was a tower there. Bon James is here, who doesn't seem to be up. Otherwise, Powered Fist would be in the clutches of a Shifting Sands already, as they just choose to kind of walk away, show their face, let Ymir know that, hey, we're around, we want to hurt you, but not today. See you later.
Mid lane, Thanatos may not be in the same situation, surrounded. There goes the hook availability back into the tangled web, and Thanatos goes down there. Ao Kuang might be in the same situation. They're going to back off, but certainly he doesn't know that. We're going to see the Gold Fury opportunity coming out here. Guan Yu's going to start up. Legendary Guan Yu going to go through and start slicing that down. Arachne's there stacking up the passive. Xbalanque and Ymir are in the area, but again, a complete lack of vision will prevent this from being seen. In fact, there are no counter wards from Team 6 in front of the Gold Fury. Not necessary, as they're not even warding on that side of the map for Team 5. Hell happily farming the right side, but if we look at the gold difference here, Hell is currently sitting at 7,200, the most on her team, but Tyr's at 7,700, so already a 500 gold individual differential. And if things weren't bad enough, here comes a bug from the jungle. Hell looks at, gets the hook, no cleanse availability. Does she have it? As Silence, the body block from the eggs again. He's so good at that. Now chase him down in the jungle. I don't know if she can get away from this one. She's got the heals, but there goes the fearless charge cleave, and Hell goes down.
Ouch. And, you know, Crimson played that 100% correct, but numbers never lie. We see another engagement in the duo lane. The Shifting Sands Impale combo comes out. Warhorse is out. Power Fist is stunned again on his tower. This is his nightmare. Desert Fury comes out. Power Fist avoids it all. Here comes the ultimate, and Piglet just secures it with one last Tallow Assault to make sure that Ymir can't do anything else as they just slay his tower. Ao Kuang shows up at the wrong time. The Noxious Fume Stun comes out, raining fire, but Alphinax knows that he can. Spirit Tempest comes out, hits nobody but Agni in the back as he just kind of shrugs it off and presses his B button. It's time to disengage. We took one tower, we took 2 lives, we're good for now.
Thanatos on the right side going to push this up here. That Ao Kuang ultimate was last-ditch effort, and you have to feel for Ymir in that situation. He has about 0.5% HP. Behind his tower, he just tries to ult, but he's not going to gain anything from it. That's just one of those feelings that everyone has experienced at one point in their Smite career. At this point, 16-2, we're going to see a 10.5k cold lead for Team 6. We also see 14 now. 14,000 experience. We're getting to the point where Team 6 is going to stop needing experience overall, but certainly very desperately needed on Team 5. The Gold Fury is down for another 3 minutes, and the Fire Giant is available if they get a big enough win. Going for the Agni here, he does have the dash available. There's a 50% slow. The Tornado comes out. In fact, he even waited there to bait out the Tornado and then dashed. There goes the mid-cast, gets out by Piglet, and gets hit by the death side. The wall comes out. There goes the Silence. The stun comes out. He just doesn't care a whole lot. He's so tanky right now. Bomb on top. Thanatos up in the air, looking for a dunk. Is he going to find it? He's going to hit the Agni in the backside. There goes a hit, but he dashes away immediately on the other side. We see a hook into the tower. Arachne gets a kill, and now the Tornado's doing damage to Guan Yu, who is single-handedly taking the entire Team 5 with his chin. Desert Fury coming out there on top of Power Fist. He's out of mana right now, looking for the kill. Not going to find it. Alcohol Ultimate coming through. Not going to kill the Arachne, however. And here comes the Impale on top of Hell. Can she get out in time? Looks like she's going to head towards the non-existent tower. Arachne surrounded on top of the Ymir. He's going to go down. So it looks like it's going to be a 1 for 3 so far, but not done yet. Tangled Web hits the hook. Poison Claws on top. The dunk gets Ao Kuang. And now it's just Hell all alone in the mid lane, watching the lowest HP Arachne just casually walk away.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what a 10k gold lead looks like. They just, Guan Yu just did not care. There was 4 people beating on him, and he said, fine, I am okay with this. I am levels above you. I have more gold than you. I have a full item over some of the people that are beating me up. And, you know, unfortunately, is there something that Team 5 could do? They could get a stop. They could, next offensive push that Team 6 really does, whether it's for an objective or a tower, Team 5 could really get a stop, turn that stop into maybe a kill or 2, and then start to look at an objective if there's enough time. But at this point, there's over a 10,000 gold lead. That's usually when things start to get very dire for your team. It's you just 2, the word 2 is a little pushing it, but you are very, very far behind as we see Piglet and Dareman eyeing these people up, looking at the blue buff. The Shifting Sands comes out, Death Scythe comes out, and both teams decide that they really don't want this, even though Red probably could have eaten them for dinner. They decide that, you know what, we'd rather just wait it out, go for objectives. You can always respawn, but objectives only spawn once.
The Deuce is getting tighter. Xbalanque caught out here. Bomb comes down in the mid lane. Guan Yu coming through here. Thanatos going up in the air, and he's going to make it up. Will he dunk down is the question. He's looking for it. He's not going to be able to find it. The fight continues in the mid lane. Tornado's on the ground. Desert Fury doesn't have the distance, and Ao Kuang will survive. He comes back in because at this point he has to impale coming out Emir. He's gonna be dead to rights, and now there goes the Emir in the mid lane, and it looks like it's a 1-kill advantage for Team 6, but everyone is wounded. Only 2 ultimates available, one of those being Hell, so just one on the Xbalanque, who honestly should have used it earlier. That tower dive is real. Impale's gonna miss, 1 hit coming down. Ao Kuang still surviving this engagement. Hell doing damage on her, jumps out. There's a good impale from the Honor here as the beads get used by the Thanatos, and he's going to drop so very low to about 150 HP due to that Path of Flames activation. But Team 6 is available to do whatever they want at this point. Every effort was used there by Team 5, and they just did not have enough. In the meantime, Emir got picked off, and now here comes a Gold Fury attempt to make their gold lead even bigger.
Yeah, this Gold Fury attempt is just going to go into a Gold Fury solidification, as there is absolutely nobody on Team 5 to even make this a contest. The Rain of Fire comes out for absolutely no reason. They could have attacked that down. We see back Harpies spawn for Team Blue. They should probably think about farming that up, as they are way behind. Over 10,000. We're approaching 15,000 gold behind. We saw that last team fight. There just wasn't anything to do. Their initiator with their Blink Ymir didn't even get a chance to blink into it because they just caught him in the jungle, hit him with what looked like 3 attacks, and he melted. There is not much of front line for Team Blue. We will definitely have to see some crazy, crazy unorthodox play for them to get back in this game.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, even just, you know, if you tune your eyes out a little bit and just stare at the scoreboard, you can see the overall amount of items they have over Team 5. Looking at the actual damage numbers, we're going to see a very whopping 9,300 damage dealt by Thanatos across the way, shadowed by 11.3k from Arachne and 12k from Onher. In fact, Arachne and Onher outdamage even Agni right now, who's well known for his AoE prowess. He's going to be taken out in that running. We see a 4,400 healing done by the Guan Yu, who's been in fights, whereas Hell has mostly healed in that little burst parts towards the end. 20 minutes and 30 seconds into this match, we're going to see Team 6 making their way over to the left side. I'm surprised to see them not going for the Fire Giant, but why not? Here comes a possible kill. Xbalanque dashing away there, makes out actually, as Emir stands tall in front of the tower, but with 5 people bearing down on them, even under a tower, I don't know if they can even defend this.
You know, I really don't think that they can defend this. And not going for the Fire Giant is just an admission, as Alphinax gets absolutely melted by Iron Impale. The Xbalanque end of the universe comes out. The dunk from Thanatos. Agni actually dies. Tower Fist is ulting. A little bit of damage is going out on Team 6, but there's just not much Team 5 can do as they just keep dying. Hell dies. Piglet is still tanking this tower. Heals his team, gets some cooldown reduction. It's a 1-for-3 trade for something that Blue Team absolutely did not want, could not have.
Let's look at the actual, you know, the numbers we have across the board. We see 2,400 objective damage from Arachne, and that means that not only is she killing people, not only is she doing the second most damage in the entire game right now, but she's also taking down towers. And you know, she's all over the place, and it's surprising because we've seen Arachne play relatively passively here, and I think this just came down to fundamentals. We saw the left lane fall apart. Xbalanque and Emir never really got off the ground, and they gave so much gold to Guan Yu early that Guan Yu was free to just roam. I'm really excited to see the damage taken and damage mitigated by Guan Yu at the end of this match, because he has been, I'm pretty sure he has this little vendetta where he has to be hit by every skill shot ever known from Team 5, and he's going to hit it here. We see the Fire Giant being started up by Team 6. Do they have vision across the way? It looks like they don't. No vision in front of the Fire Giant. They don't know what's happening. They're doing a movement speed buff in front of the left side. This is going to be possibly the end of the game for Team 5, as they're going to run into a very strong Team 6 with Fire Giant buff. Hell and Ao Kuang getting curious, but the timing is not there, and they're going to run into a whole brick wall of enemy players.
Alphinax is regretting his decision for being here. Another ward just casually dropped by Tyr as he just walks by. That's something that Team 5 definitely just has not done whatsoever. We saw Hell, we see Hell being caught out by the entire team. Shifting Sands comes out, Path of Flames, everybody's ability. The Rain of Flames comes out after Hell is already dead. It was 5-on-1. Even if Hell had a chance to fight, they didn't have a fight there. But as I was saying, Dry Bear, as we see the surrender come out, congratulations to Team 6. Taking it in spectacular fashion with a gigantic lead. Well-earned victory for Team 6.
Yeah, it certainly is, and something that you can't really take away from them. I think that they played every aspect of that the best they possibly could have, and it just came down to good focus, good direction. I mean, honestly, the only thing they didn't do properly was manage their objectives. If they got a good pick, they wouldn't really rush over to get something like a tower or a gold fury. But as far as playing the game Smite, they did it very well, and they're going to receive a victory here. Looking at the stats, we're going to see Guan Yu receiving 20,000 damage and then mitigating another 21,000. You look across the way, that's pretty much almost the entirety of the damage dealt total by Team 5. We're going to see, it looks like 22, yeah, about 42,000 damage dealt by Team 5, and he mitigated 41,000 of it, or took 41,000 of it. So Guan Yu was there for everything. 5-0 and 12, that is a fantastic support score. So Piglet leading the charge here. Can't take anything away from the Arachne, though. 5-0 and 11. And, I kind of feel for Thanatos. I personally do not like going Thanatos against Arachne in the enemy jungle, especially if the Arachne is paying attention, mainly because, once you're kind of stuck out, you just end up dying. You have to use that ultimate defensively, and no one really wants to use a defensive ultimate from Thanatos.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's worth saying that Team 5 didn't exactly do horrible. Piglet played a fantastic support, and I don't want to take anything away from that. The dual lane belonged to Team 6 right there. Piglet really set everything up, but the MVP of the game, Eye of Providence. What won the game for Team 6 was the complete lack of vision on Team 5's account. We saw 2 wards being picked up by Alphinox on Ao Kuang in the beginning of the game, and then after that, not a single extra ward was purchased. And like I said, the choice to go Blink on Ymir isn't a horrible decision, as long as you're going to supplement that lack of eye with individual wards being purchased. Because they didn't have, Guan Yu was allowed to roam wherever he wanted. Nobody knew where he was. One of the excellent ways to counteract Arachne while she's in your jungle, which we didn't see too much, but she definitely got a lot of ganks out, is to ward the jungle, so you know where the surprises are coming from. And unfortunately, Team 5 just did not have the communication there. They were not opting to buy the wards, and that unfortunately served their demise.
Yeah, it certainly did, and it really goes to show how important the basics of the game are and how much they can be extrapolated into later stages of the game. You can see a few missteps in the laning phase or possibly losing a buff. All of a sudden, it turns into a Gold Fury or a couple more kills, and when you're playing the side lane behind, like Xbalanque was, who, I mean, you said it in the start of this match, Xbalanque is looking to get fed. He's looking to get strong. Because of his passive, every kill he gets physical power. And unfortunately enough, he didn't get a single kill that entire match, no passive for him, and playing from behind like that is so hard. We saw Thanatos lose his physical pot with about 45 seconds left on it, which isn't the worst situation ever, but it's certainly something that he wants to avoid. And, once you fall behind as a Thanatos, it's bad enough, but when you're playing against a very CC-heavy team with Arachne on it, Agni for the distance, the gap clearing, you see Guan Yu, who's never going to leave your face because he's there the entire time. The more damage you deal to him, the more he heals himself and his teammates. We can see total 4,600 player healing there for Piglet on Guan Yu. I mean, everything went in Team 6's favor, and that is going to be the victory. I'm going to post the brackets up in chat for you. For those of you who are curious on how things are working right now, we're going to go ahead and refresh this and see how things are going. Team 6 is going to be able to take Team 5. Looks like Team 4 was on a bye, so Team 6 will be facing Team 4. And again, a reminder, you can see the names in the round of 8. This is going to be American Pie themed today, and you don't earn a name until you make it to the round of 8, so no name until then. Team 1 on the bye, waiting for the results of Team 2 versus Team 3. Team 7 is on a bye, waiting for the results of Team 8 and Team 9. Same thing for Team 10, waiting on the results for Team 11 and Team 12. And then downward, no posts just yet. Looks like Team 23 beat out Team 24. You won't see rosters until the end here, so we're kind of just letting through all the people. At this point, for those of you who are new, this is the Code Green tournament. This is a single sign-up, one-man tournament. You just go in, you sign up by yourself, you say, hey, my Saturday is free, I'm going to play in the tournament. We randomly assort you and matchmake you into a good team and evenly balance it between the teams, and you play on a team of 5. We give you voice communications, and you play for the chance to win gems and, of course, glory and achievement badges on your tier monster profile. We're going to cut to a brief break and look for the next match to get started up here on the stream. We're going to be going into the round of 16. This is the next round of preliminaries, so thank you so much for tuning in today. Stick around. We'll be right back.